Karen. Our final segment is brought to you by the Independent Women's Forum. We have Elisha Maldonado, a senior fellow at Independent Women's Forum and a New York Post editorial board member.
Man, no big deal. New York Post editorial.
No big deal. Yeah. Welcome, Elisha.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So Ivanka Trump said that she would like more women to be involved in peace negotiations with the UN. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it's a great idea, as long as she has a way of wheedling out the Cersei Lannisters. Getting the right people in there.
Just weeding out the what?
The Cersei Lannisters.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
okay.
Game of Thrones reference. Yeah.
See,
I just finished it. It's all in my brain, you know.
You know, a lot of studies show that introducing women into the process changes the whole outcome of a lot of stuff. Some of the most famous research was when the banks crashed during the Great Recession. A lot of the research showed that if more women had been empowered, they probably would have taken less risk and probably needed a smaller bailout from the government. Yeah.
Well, Beyonce said it best. Who runs the world?
Listen, that's to the Beyonce reference. That's so true.
I think it's a great idea. I like, bringing women to the table, but I also think that it's really important that she does it in the right way. You know, it's a bipartisan effort. So we've got Rubio, some other guys in there. But I think it's, as long as it's not tokenist, right? We don't want to just bring women to the table just to have women there.
Yeah, we have to be careful with the whole checking boxes off mentality because we want the best people at the table, period.
Right. We just want good diplomats.
Yeah, so let's talk about, international affairs. It's in the news today.
Sure,
yeah. Women are definitely part of that process because Ivanka probably has the president's ear right now as he's dealing with this Iran crisis.
Oh, definitely. And we would hope so, right? There are a lot of really great women. Nikki Haley was part of the Trump administration, too, for a bit. So I think that he's doing a good job of bringing people to women and strong voices to the international conversation.
So speaking of President Trump, during his first year of his presidency, he signed the Women, Peace, and Security Act into law. Can you tell us more about the act and the global impact it had?
I haven't researched that too much. I don't have much of a comment on it. I should have read into that more, but I did not.
It's okay. We have so tell us about your work.
Game of Thrones.
Let's talk about Game of Thrones with Beyonce.
Get the act. I should have read that.
Game of Thrones and
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the women in Afghanistan were empowered through the law and whatever. And I understand empowering women around the world, which is something Ivanka Trump has taken. So there you go. I answered the question for you.
Thank you.
So moving on, tell us about your work because not only are you IWF, you're in the editorial board at the New York Post.
I am.
I have a new friend who just started there.
Oh, who is that?
His name is John Levine.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll have to. He's guest hosted Bold TV many times. But yeah, what's your work like over there? How do you? Because editorial boards have a lot of power over. They have a lot of influence. What you guys endorse and the ideas you put forward, your readership, takes to heart.
It's a great responsibility, isn't it, to make sure that what you're saying is thoughtful and not just throwing out opinions just to have them. Because you're calling out leaders, calling them to account, and keeping them accountable. So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. I do a lot of our foreign policy stuff. I do a lot of Turkey and China and all of that fun stuff, and tend to get a lot of women's issues too, as one of the only women on the board. So, well, the only one. But
what do they kind of turn to you when it comes to like? And what about women in Afghanistan? And suddenly it's like.
When it comes to that, usually. You're going to get those roles.
And how do you feel like IWF helps give you a voice, as a platform?
Well, it's just a great bunch of women bolstering other women and a lot of strong conservative ideas and, building each other up. And
what are those ideas?
I think free markets, liberty, personal responsibility, common sense, I would say, is what it is.
Common sense, which some people don't use every day.
That's true.
It's not very common.
It's not very common. It's true. Elisha with IWF, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
On Bold TV. All right. Well